The mop slipped from his hands the moment the music stopped. Everyone turned. Illy Carter stood frozen in the center aisle of the grand rehearsal hall, still wearing his faded janitor's uniform, his name stitched crookedly above his heart. He hadn't meant to hum out loud. He'd been cleaning the floors since dawn, quietly, invisibly, the way he always did. But when the pianist played that opening chord, soft, aching, familiar, something in Illy broke open. And that's when the famous singer laughed. Hey, the voice echoed across the hall. Did the mop just start singing? The room filled with snickers, phones lifted. A few people exchanged looks that said, "This is going to be cruel, but we're not stopping it." The singer, world-famous chart, topping, adored by millions, walked toward Illy with a grin that didn't reach his eyes. "Since you're feeling brave," he said, handing Illy the microphone, "why don't you sing solo for us? Let's see what a janitor thinks music sounds like." Illy's face burned. His first instinct was to disappear. He'd spent most of his life doing exactly that, staying quiet, staying small, staying out of the way. Music had been his refuge, not his stage. After his wife passed, and the medical bills swallowed everything they owned, he'd taken this night job just to keep the lights on for his teenage daughter. Singing was the one thing he never did in public anymore. The singer raised an eyebrow. "Come on," he said, "entertain us." The pianist hesitated. The crew fell silent. In that heavy pause, Illy felt something unexpected. Calm, not confidence, not courage, just a quiet acceptance. If this was going to be his moment, even as a joke, he wasn't going to waste it by being afraid. He nodded once. The pianist played. Illy closed his eyes and sang. The first note wasn't loud. It wasn't flashy. But it was honest, raw, weathered by loss and love and years of unspoken grief. His voice carried the ache of someone who had lived a life, not just dreamed of one. The laughter stopped. Halfway through the song, the famous singer's smile faded. The phones lowered. Someone in the back whispered, "Oh my God." Illy's voice didn't beg for approval. It didn't try to impress. It told a story. About holding on when everything is taken, about loving deeply and losing bravely, about finding light in quiet places. When the last note faded, the hall was silent. No clapping, no cheers, just stillness. Then one person started to applaud, then another and another, until the entire room rose to its feet. Illy opened his eyes, stunned. The famous singer didn't clap. He stared at Illy like he was seeing a mirror he'd avoided his whole life. "I didn't know." The singer said quietly. Illy handed back the microphone. "Most people don't." Later that night, a talent scout approached Illy. Then another. But the real twist didn't come from contracts or offers. It came when the famous singer found Illy alone in the hallway. "I mocked you," he said, his voice low, "because I was scared. Somewhere along the way, I forgot why I started singing." Illy shrugged gently. "Music doesn't belong to one of us," he said. "It belongs to whoever needs it." The next week, the singer canceled a major tour announcement and instead released a video, no auto-tune, no stage lights, just him and Illy singing together. Not as a headline act, as equals. The video went viral. But more importantly, it reminded millions of something we forget too often. That kindness still matters. That greatness isn't about who gets the spotlight, but who lifts others into it. That sometimes the most powerful voices belong to the people we almost ignore. And somewhere in a quiet auditorium, a janitor stopped being invisible. Not because he was mocked, but because he was finally heard.